Welcome to Big Brother Basics, where we break down the basics of Big Brother Canada 3. My name is Jacob Harple, and joining with me tonight is the always fantastic, always fabulous Keith Guerrero.
Hello, thank you for having me, Jacob.
Oh, man. Keith, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic and fabulous. Thank you so much for having me. It really means a lot.
Really?
It really does.
All right, well, tonight we need to talk about the Power of Veto episode. As a whole, Keith, what were your feelings about tonight's episode? Were you surprised with what was going on? What was your initial reaction?
Yeah, I thought it was a very, very basic episode. Power of Veto. Looking forward to seeing when the Diaper Alliance people crumble. So, yeah.
So
What do you-
basically, the initial plan that Zach tries to come up with is to get Ashley and Peely to try and trick Sarah and Brittany into believing that they are actually with them and that they need to put up Godfrey. What do you think about this idea? Do you think it was the best option that they had, or do you think there's maybe something else they could have done?
I think this is a really good plan. Week 4 of the game. You don't want to do this when it's like convenient. You're supposed to make plans like these so that in preparation of a bad event like this happening, you could have that to fall back on. To create it in the final 6, that is completely phony. Poor Pilar trying to make a convincing case, mixing up Godfrey and Zach's name because she can't lie. It was so hilariously bad to watch. And Sarah's like, this is my point. These are the people I had to strategize with. Like, this is exactly why I'm nominating all of you, because you're just awful at strategizing for this game.
Yeah, I think I mean, Sarah saw right through it. There was nothing they could have done. This is what happens with showmances, man. Like, you know that they're not going to choose each other or anyone else over their showmances. And it's just so convenient that now that Sarah's HOH and now that Ashley might have won veto, oh, I would love to do a girls' alliance. So how about throwing Godfrey on the block? Like, come on. Like, do you really think? Do you think they think Sarah's that stupid, or are they just grasping for straws?
You know, I appreciate the will to stay, but you know, sometimes the best plan that you can come up with is that. So it just shows the like one-dimensionality of their gameplay and what they can bring to the table.
Oh man. So, I mean, how screwed do you think Zach is?
Oh, he's screwed. He's done.
He's
Game
done.
over. Game
You don't,
over.
is there any scenario you think? You think maybe Godfrey would? You think he could trick God, or not? I guess not trick, but convince Godfrey that the better option is to keep him.
Well, do you remember the first interaction afterwards? Like Zach was not able to hide the fact that he can't stand Godfrey. And so I think Godfrey knows that it's in his best interest to get rid of Zach as well. And I know Godfrey would be open to maybe put some deal between him and Zach, but like I think that Godfrey wants Peely sitting next to him in the final 2. So
Right. Oh yeah, I agree with that. Let's talk about this veto competition because even though we got another sponsor competition, I thought it was a pretty interesting puzzle. What did you think about it?
yeah, let's see if we can put the magnets on the fridge the fastest in the correct order. And they got to see movie posters. It must be nice seeing like TV after being in the house for like 2 months.
Yeah, yeah. Were you surprised that Ashley was able to win that?
Yeah, I'm proud of her. She definitely looked like she was hustling the most out of everybody. So good for her
Yeah.
for winning the power of veto. But I was scared she was actually going to use it on the person sitting next to her as opposed to on
No.
herself. I did. I thought that her game was like demonstrated to be so basic that she would actually have the thought process of saving Zach instead of herself.
There's no way. Like, that's like cult level loyalty. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
not even an alliance. That's like,
And that's what it is.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. What are you expecting Ashley to be doing on Wednesday's episode as far as like campaign wise?
I think she's just going to figure out that Zach's the one that's leaving. So she's just going to vote with the house.
Do you think that's her best bet, or do you think it's in her best interest to try and see if she can convince maybe Godfrey to save Zach?
It's up to Ashley at this point. Does she want to win $500,000? It doesn't seem like it. So, like, the best move is for her to get rid of Zach. Zach even told Ashley, "Will you win sitting next to me? Probably not. But will you get to the final two?" Like, who says that? Like,
Yeah,
what's
it's a
wrong with
pretty
you?
not the best argument.
So yeah, Ashley's best move is to get rid of Zach, but it's up to Ashley. I don't think she's here for the money.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Wednesday's a big episode for Ashley. I'm really interested to see what she decides to do as far as like campaign wise. But let's talk about the Godfrey task because I thought it was pretty entertaining. I think it's just Big Brother just taking the paranoia in the house and just completely manipulating it and torturing them with it. What did you think about that entire segment?
I was looking at those like computer sheets of paper that they've scattered around the house, and like those symbols and numbers all didn't make any types of sense. And I love that they were trying to make some type of sense out of it. It was so hilarious because like there's literally nothing that you could pull from like a triangle in 5-6.
Nothing, not even Bruno.
Oh gosh, Bruno. That I mean, if I was Sarah, I'd be like shitting bricks. Like, oh, is Bruno coming back?
Yeah, like a taste of your own medicine, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're not the only side that gets twists, Sarah.
Ooh.
I have a very important question for you, Keith.
This is an important question.
What do you think is better, Zach's gameplay or Zach's rapping ability?
Ooh, that's very tough. Wow. I'm going to give it to gameplay because the rapping ability was just bad.
Do you think he has a future with Run DMC after the game?
Of course not. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not.
I'm sorry. It's just these are the questions I'm thinking about while watching this episode. I don't know.
It's important.
So let's kind of see. Let's assume Zach is leaving because now we can kind of assume Zach is leaving. Let's really kind of dig deep into the end game here because now we're going to be entering the final five. We've got a double eviction. I guess let me ask, who is your bet to be the second person that walks out the door Wednesday night?
I'm gonna go with Ashley on that one.
Ashley?
Yeah.
So you thinking maybe a Brittany or Godfrey HOH?
I just see Ashley walking out the doors. Who's going to be walking right after Zach? Ashley. She's going to be devastated during that hour competition.
So your bet is Ashley. So how do you see the rest of this game shaking up?
I'm not sure. It's very. I'm just glad that the final five are who they are. We get to see Pilar engage in some sort of strategic talk about 60 days in. So that's good of you, Pilar. Yeah, so I don't know. The only people that really been playing since day one are Godfrey, Brittany, and Sarah. But yeah, we'll get to see how they handle it in the final five. Fast forward.
Who do you like the most to win the game right now? Assuming Ashley leaves Wednesday night, we've got a final four with Pilar, Godfrey, Sarah, and Brittany. Who do you like?
I'm liking Godfrey. I'm liking Sarah, and I'm liking Brittany, all for different reasons. I think any of them would be a great winner for this season.
I agree. I think we've got a really good pull of people left, minus Pilar, to be totally honest.
I would take away Ashley too.
Give me one more episode for Ashley. Jury isn't out yet on Ashley as far as gameplay. Give me one more night. I want to see Ashley Wednesday night, and then I can put the nail in the coffin.
Well, how about you enjoy it for that one last episode she's going to be in, because she's walking right out the door.
You know what?
Zachary.
You know what? I think I might have to agree with you. I do.
Oh, really?
I don't know if she's going to be able to get that HOH, and she needs to get it like at that live setting. I could see it being like a physical comp and Godfrey busts it out, or like a mental comp or a questionnaire. And Brittany's been pretty solid at those. So I could totally see it being an Ashley Pilar nomination. and then Ashley goes home, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
If Godfrey wins HOH, what do you think his best move is? If he wins the final 5 HOH, who does he put up?
I think he puts up Sarah and Brittany.
Why?
Because he said that the expiration date is on Wednesday from this little deal that he gave to Sarah. So I think that Sarah's going to be his target, and he's going to try to perhaps scoop up Brittany and make her think that he'll take her to the end when really he'll take Pilar. So I don't know. I think Godfrey is going to just blow it up if he wins HOH.
Do you think that's the right move for him?
I think it is. Yeah, if anything, a backdoor for Sarah.
I agree. I think I would much rather be going up against Ashley and Pilar than Sarah and Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like both pairs are going to take each other over Godfrey, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So he just needs to go with whichever side he feel like he can beat. And I think for him, that's Ashley and Pilar.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the season so far, Keith? Like, what's your overall ranking for the season on a scale of 1 through 10?
I love this season. I think this season's great. I love, even though this is my first Canada season and like there's a lot of twists and they have the reputation for a lot of twists and you got all twisted out, I still really enjoyed every single episode week to week. So I would give it perhaps an 8 out of 10. A lot of twists, overbearing with twists, but that's okay. And yeah, there's some interesting characters that came out of it, and I really like the cast this season, so I give it an 8.
I think it's a pretty underrated season. You know, I think it has been a pretty strong cast, and there's been a lot of twists and turns. A pretty divided house for the most part. I do wish that Twist didn't necessarily play as much as a part as they did, but you know, it's their game. They're going to do whatever they want, and at the end of the day, that's totally fine. I'm sure the fans all enjoy it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it shakes down. I think there's a number of ways this could go, but I think I'm really rooting for a Godfrey HOH on Wednesday. I want to see how he shakes things up.
Oh goodness, if that happens, bye Sarah. She leaving.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that you'd like to see come back for another season at this point?
Neha Sleha. I want Neha back. Yeah.
How do you feel like it might be unfair what they've done this season where they've given players so little time to campaign? Like, think about the people that have been eliminated essentially without having any time to really save themselves. Neha, Kevin, Willow. Let's see. Am I missing anybody?
Bruno.
How do you feel about that? Do you think it's kind of like a too bad, so sad for them, or is it kind of a flaw with with all the twists?
Yeah, that is definitely a flaw. I didn't think about that. How really it only matters like seconds leading to the vote rather than the weeks that led up to that decision. I'm not really mad at it though because all the rest of the seasons are the counter to that. So we kind of get to see a lot of like the instant reactions, and that's some of the like most interesting episodes that happened this season. Like the whole vote that went down, the vote to save with the triple eviction, that was crazy. So there's perks of it that I like, but then there's unnecessary parts like the Neha and Bruno eviction that I don't really like.
Yeah, I think that I think it is nice to have, but I think you want to give players the time to play, like to actually play. Because like think of all the different moments that we wouldn't have if players were evicted during a double. Like Dan's funeral would not have happened if Dan was nominated during a double eviction instead, or an instant eviction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's moments like that, and so I just feel it's so many casualties this season. I would have liked seeing had a little bit more time to kind of make a move and, you know, play the game instead of getting rushed out because of a sudden twist.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but I'm really excited for Wednesday. Going to be really interesting to see how this game finishes up. I think it could go several ways. I think we've got a lot of different but still really cool games, different games that we have. And I'm excited. I'm really excited for finale night. How about you, Keith?
Yeah, same here. I don't know. I think there's only like 7 days left or something.
So I know that you think Godfrey is going to win. Is that who you want to win?
No, I would love to see a stereotypical Sarah Brittany final two that I'll probably regret 15 seasons later, saying how, oh my gosh, I hate that they made it to final two. But I still want this to happen.
You want the fairy tale ending.
I do.
Do you think how possible do you think that's going to be?
It's not impossible, but it's unlikely.
I agree. I think the path is there. It's just going to be. I think they have to win out. They have to have control of every competition. So it should be very, very interesting. I'm really excited to see how it shakes down. And yeah, anything else that we're missing from this episode, Keith?
No, I think that's it. Let's wrap it up like a burrito.
Yeah, it's a short night, but it's just boom, boom, boom with these final episodes, and really excited to talk about it. So definitely want to make sure you catch Wednesday night for the live eviction and double eviction that'll be following right after. So you could definitely expect us to have a lot to talk about, what goes on during the double eviction, and how we really see the rest of this game panning out. I think it could definitely go a bunch of ways, and really excited to see what the future holds. But definitely want to make sure you catch our recap for it, and stay basic. So make sure you follow us on Twitter at Jacob Harple, at Sarcastivities, at Most Humble. Like us on Facebook at Big Brother Basics, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Big Brother Basics. Stay basic, Keith.
Stay basic, Jacob.
Bye.